I'll probably hop off in like
Welcome
15,
to
15
the
minutes.
Foul Out Podcast. We got a few people on. We got Shaq on the cam, not for
Superstar.
long. We got Cam on the cam. We got DJ on the cam.
Yo,
My
yo.
brother Arkeem and myself.
So let's go ahead and pop it off on the since we got Shaq here. We gonna pop it off on Zamamandi or these Republicans? Which one y'all want to do?
Shaq, which topic would you rather get in on?
Man, let's talk about this Texas GOP, man. Let's talk about that, man.
All right,
Right,
Cam.
okay.
What I want to hear? I want to hear what Cam got to say.
So to intro the audience in the Texas House approves GOP congressional map changes after a 2-week delay because the Democrats fled the state and went to Illinois. What you think about it, Cam?
Hey man, democracy going and crumbling under our feet. I don't know, man. This is relative. This is relatively predictable. They did what they said they were going to do. We living down south in Texas. Texas is Texas, man. I mean, it didn't used to be like that here, but this seems as if pretty much, Trump know that he pissing people off and he doing stuff that a lot of people don't like. But to guarantee that he stays in that presidential seat with that majority in Congress, he's willing to do anything, whether it's redistricting, whether it's having another census, excluding illegal immigrants, etc., or whatever. They ain't backing down. So let's see what happens. I mean, finally, some Democrat has at least shown his face. A new challenger has arrived, if you will. And this
Dun,
is
dun,
Gavin.
dun, dun.
big, big news.
Kelly.
So
Yeah.
basically, Gavin Newsom them said they're gonna do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
They basically so California, they got an independent district. I think that Arnold Schwarzenegger maybe might have set this up a while back, essentially. But they are
Good
basically
job, Terminator.
putting in a trigger that says if Texas does this, then boom, they're gonna introduce essentially a referendum so the voters of the state will be able to vote on whether or not they want to do redistricting in this fashion.
So last time I heard you say something like they tired of hearing about people like Jasmine Crockett and things like that. And my question is like, are they gonna get rid of Jasmine Crockett? Like, will she no longer be a House of
The
Representatives?
way that they've drawn the map, when she runs for reelection, she's gonna be running in a district with a whole lot of people that may not want to hear what she has to say.
Oh, so she'll lose, and a
Hmm.
Republican will probably end up
Because
winning
once
that.
in this new redistricted map, she don't even live in her district.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
They said they just listen. They said this. She talked too much. Let's just go ahead and draw her on out of the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Her and some other people too. Yeah. And then
Um,
well, they're replacing people, or the most likely candidates to replace the people are minorities. That's what they're saying. That's the narrative they're pushing. They're like, so we're not really taking anything away from anybody. We're just aligning it with people of Texas's most preferred interests. But
Yeah,
we all know.
basically, yeah, they don't want no more black people. No, basically districts with people of color in them to have much power
But
anymore.
but some of them are going to be Hispanic though, Cam. Like some of the people that are going to replace people are Hispanic,
Oh yeah,
they're gonna
and
be
that's the
Hispanic, but they
and
gonna be them
Hispanics, man,
Hispanics that.
these are Tejanos, and sometimes
Sahanos, what does that mean? Is
once
that like the
explain
coon?
the difference, Cam. What's the difference to
Is
Tejano
that
and
like the Hispanics who think they white vote for Trump?
well, that's just a
Yup.
Texas, a Hispanic person who lives in Texas. But uh, generally, a lot of times they tend to be A, Catholic, and B, more conservative, and C, I'm here now. I got mine. Sorry, folks. You're going to have to put in your application.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think about it, but there are a lot of people like that, honestly. And I mean, it's not even just Hispanic people, but like they're definitely a major player on the
Shout out to my
chessboard.
boy. Shout out to my boy. We're gonna have him on the pod one day. He half black, half Hispanic. And he was
Mm,
like he was like his granddad had just got his citizenship, like 5 years ago.
nice.
And
Hey,
then yeah. So he happy with that. And yeah, man, I
So
don't want to say too much because I
yo,
done said
did y'all
his
know
name.
that? Speaking of that, did y'all know if you get your green card? Let's slightly off topic to talk about this whole point of getting citizenship. Did you know even if you get your green card, you still gotta wait a number of years before you can actually gain your citizenship? Did y'all
for
know
real?
that? I think it's like 5 to 6 years before you can get your
Oh,
citizenship,
yeah, bro.
I'm
The
gonna
and it
bleep his
takes
name
years to get your
out.
green card.
immigration system here is completely broken. And politicians have kept saying we're going to reform immigration and make a proper path to citizenship. And it never happens that. Now, years ago, Obama and company, they did make a compromise on the dreamers, the kids who got brought into the U.S. At a very young age, essentially by their parents, and so that they could at least go to school and work and whatnot. And
Mhm.
many times since in that time period, like they tried to pass more legislation to make it so they could gain citizenship, but
Yeah, we know what happened.
feeling that.
Yeah, yeah, we know. We know. We don't gotta say no name. We say too many names, we might end up
No, no, yeah,
not getting
just certain
pushed.
folks, certain people.
But the real question is, okay, if Gavin Newsom, all right, they're taking 5 Republican seats in Texas. Gavin Newsom counters, or maybe goes even further in California. The real question is, if this becomes a domino effect, and then every state across the country just gerrymanders until the ruling party wins, who
Hmm.
will have the most seats?
Oh, the Republicans. Democrats are willing to get rid of gerrymandering nationwide, but Republicans aren't. That just because when you really think about Republican power is primarily deemed through rural areas, whereas Democrats are the parties of urban America and then some suburban areas. So most red states they essentially want to make it so their urban population doesn't matter and they can control everything. Blue
Yeah,
So
states
is
are the
I
opposite.
think that's an interesting. I think it's an interesting
so
question, though. Uh,
let me ask
go
one
ahead,
question,
Anthony.
Shaq. So
You
if
good?
that's the case, Cam, is that why it's so hard for the Democrats to get control of Congress? Because it's actually kind of already skewed Republican.
Well, you got to think. Okay, we got two portions of Congress, right? First, you got the Senate, right? And each state has senators. Okay. Well, a lot of states, like your Dakotas, your South Dakota, North Dakotas, the Montanas, it ain't nothing but land. And so, who voting out there? Like the Senate is always generally going to be more conservative than the House is. The House is seen as, I guess, it's a little easier to become a representative than it is to become a senator. And the House is generally seen to be the more like innovative,
It's more proportional.
more proportional, but there's a lot more people. So the legislation that comes out of the House and is drafted up there is generally going to be like a lot more kind of like innovative and kind of just newer for the most part. There's a lot more flexibility there just because of the sheer amount of people, but just the
Yeah.
way that America's carved up. I mean, a lot of people don't say it, but a lot of the Democratic Party power and representation in the House comes from after like the Civil War and civil rights, because basically they ruled that you had to give these minorities some type of representation that way. So that's why you kind of have these states where they have to have districts where it has like a minority majority in them, which is
Yikes.
one of the rules that the Supreme Court just overturned, which is kind of the precedent that Texas is using to say, okay, we can redistrict. We don't necessarily need to have these districts based on race anymore.
Yeah, and speaking of the Senate, that's actually something that I read Obama said is like one of the biggest flaws in America is, every state has two representatives. So, a state as small as Montana, has the same representation in the Senate as California, and that's just like totally off balance.
Well, I mean, that's the power structure
I
we
don't
already
think.
got. Yeah, that's the power. I thought somebody else was going to say something, but that's the power structure that we got. So, I mean, we got to turn the Democratic Party back into the working man party. Okay. See, I don't put lotion on my hands to remind myself I come from a working man background. See that?
Bro, you just ashy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh man.
But
Yeah,
for the most
you
part,
got
um, I like to believe the philosophy: if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So while I don't like what the Republicans are doing, I still can respect it. They know that they gonna lose. Donald Trump and them know they're gonna lose in this midterm. Most people don't approve of him, no matter what you see on social sites. The little kids commenting. Most people are not approving of what's going on. Quality of life in America overall, Democrat or Republican, is terrible for most people. And so Trump trying to get ahead of the storm. But I guess he just didn't think California was going to turn around and do the same thing. So he may spend 5 seats out of Texas, but then they may spend 10 seats in California. So
Hey man, personally, with the way Trump is moving right now, I seriously doubt that the Republicans lose really at the midterms. But that's just my opinion.
can we can make a bet on it? We could bet a case of Mountain Dew. I guarantee you that he gonna get flipped on his head, man. Because you can hate black people all you want. You can hate illegal immigrants all you want. But at the end of the day, when you start to look at the numbers, unemployment is high. They say that a great percentage of families are starting to go to food banks. And they're going to food banks because what they used to have budgeted to get money, to what they used to have budgeted for their groceries, it don't cover it all no more. And they got to go to the food bank to just get them, 5 more items.
I understand which I hear
Then
you.
so you can hate a black boy all you want, you can hate an immigrant all you want, but these folks going broke.
Hey, when you have conversations with these people, they do not attribute these issues to Trump. The base is the base, man. You do enough,
that's the
you
problem.
throw the base enough red meat, they will ignore a lot. See, the thing about Republicans, conservatives, and these things, what they do so much better than the Democrats is they unify. See, Democrats be over here arguing about this. Oh, well, I want this one thing. I want free sandwiches every Tuesday. And if you're not going to give us free sandwiches every Tuesday, I'm not going to support you. What? Meanwhile, the Republicans over here, they say, look, we're going to lock them up quick and fast. No remorse. You'll be able to go back on your evening walks just like you used to do. Be able to no more taco stands on the side of the road. No more people selling mangoes out there when you're trying to just stop at a stoplight. Just wait a minute. That sounds amazing. That's exactly what. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna do this other thing. And it's gonna probably mess this up. Oh, okay, whatever. I may not agree with the famous line is I may not agree with everything that he says or everything that he does, but and boom, find a few justifications. They find a reason to vote for the people. Democrats find a reason not to vote for a candidate.
I feel
Yeah.
you remind me
That's
of
true.
this guy. Cam reminds me of this guy. I was at a football game. It was when Mississippi State became #1. And it was this guy next to me. He was talking all kind of shit about Mississippi State. But then we messed around and beat Auburn and went #1 in the nation. And in the rain, and after we won the game, I looked over at him. He was over there crying. That's what I'm talking about. Crying. So he just was a passionate guy. He was talking shit about State all the whole game, saying Dak sucked, everything. That's who Cam
Yeah.
remind me of. That's who Cam remind me of. He for the
Yeah.
team, but he slandered the team.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I'm just giving the honest assessment of the team's performance, man. You can be fan all you want, but when the team don't perform, criticism is deserved.
So
For sure.
you wanna change it, like switch on?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me get this on the board.
Hey, get that little Umar
Target.
Johnson in there. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we'll do a little intermission. Just for the ladies out there, all the ladies be saying that, we talk too much about business and finance and politics. They said, man, can you do a little something for the ladies sometime? And that's when I turn on that slow jams by Kanye West. But check
Yeah.
this. Did y'all get that reference, man?
Coming out for the ladies is called Lunch
Yeah.
with the Doctor.
That's it.
It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice
How
in
is
the
it
state
free?
of Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't.
And it costs you $500.
Is this dude
Lunch with the
serious?
doctor.
Is this dude
Hey,
serious?
yeah, he's serious. Lunch with
He
the
said you got to do
doctor.
something for the ladies sometime.
That's crazy. That's
We got a rep
crazy.
on him.
Who gonna pay for that?
Who does he think he is, though?
The ladies,
Right?
man.
Who's he think? He's not.
Dollars.
He's not. He's
Man,
not
you'll be
Tay
surprised
Diggs.
though.
He's
You'll
not.
be surprised though. Dr. Umar probably got females flocking in his DM.
Of course he
He probably
does.
really likes
But
it,
but but see what
Anytime you a
everybody's
He's
trying to figure.
popular.
personality like talking about.
Do y'all know the whole thing that's going on with him right now? Everybody think that school fake. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
basically, he owes $17,000 on the school, and he knows that he can't get it up. So about a month ago, he came out and said they have frozen all my accounts. The white man has frozen all of my accounts. So he tried to get ahead of it, but he owes $17,000.
Are
He
you
said
for real?
all my accounts froze, and I can't get the none of it. I'm suing them. Then he got on stage and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna call." I told them I would call them Monday. I got busy Monday. I called Tuesday, and then they didn't answer. I said, "Oh yeah, here it come." Then he started dropping stuff like that. He said he can no longer receive money, but hey, start sending money to my PayPal. The Cash App gone. Sent to the PayPal. That man been touring the same
So,
school since 2021. Yeah, man, I don't
so
know.
the great Dr. Umar is basically a street beggar.
So now he's saying they got him in Wilmington. He said, but y'all didn't know that I had another school planned to be built in Newark, New Jersey. Forget about that one in Delaware.
Ain't no
let's
way he
focus
said
on
that.
Yes, he did. Let's focus on the one in New Jersey. Send $500 to FNG Academy at PayPal.com. I swear.
Let's
Keep
focus
playing
on
with
this
it.
Wow.
$500
So,
that he talking about though. I'm pretty sure whatever he gonna do with whoever does that is gonna eat into that $500 because he ain't gonna come out. What if the person who donates $500 goes somewhere and the meal is over 1,000? Like I
He
don't
said
understand the
anywhere, and he
logic in
said
that.
anywhere. He didn't let the
In
whole thing
Delaware.
play. He said anywhere in Wilmington, Delaware. It ain't no $500 restaurant.
Bro, he taking
It
you to
better
Wilmington,
be.
Applebee's, bro. What you
Let
talking
me
about?
see. Wilmington, Delaware. Let's see what's in Wilmington,
Bro, they
Delaware.
don't have
yeah,
a
I'm
He
doing the
taking them to
same
STK.
thing.
Applebee's,
Wilmington
bro.
got a little something,
But
something.
yo, let's
It ain't far
focus.
from
Let's
Philly.
focus, man. Next topic on the docket is Target CEO has been replaced and stepped down with a new CEO. But the caveat that none of the blogs mentioned is he was actually moved to the executive chairman role. He wasn't
Yep.
just ousted. He
Yep.
wasn't just ousted from the company, but he was moved because of weak sales and boycotting. So, what's
So
y'all
he still
Hmm.
got
opinions?
demoted. Basically.
Not really
So
though,
what I
insofar
seen is
as
So
that
so
he
I
been
did it. I
grooming.
did it.
He's been grooming some guy to basically come up under him, and I think at that point he was the CFO or something like that. So whoever is
he
taking his spot is the
COO.
person he's been groomed for. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That he's groomed
Hmm.
for like over a decade. So they're trying to use it as a guise. He's like, yeah, at this point, I'm going to turn it over to this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm forever target blood, 20 years, whatever, whatever, whatever. So I think he
Hmm.
also using it as a graceful bow out type of deal too. But I don't know why Arkeem trying to act like he's saying, you know what I'm saying? He's saying I did that when if you go back to episode, I don't know what it is of this podcast, he doubted this movement. And so I'm gonna call him out on that. He said, you can't just go for Target. You gotta go for everybody at one time. And
No,
I sit here
wrong.
and I said,
Wrong.
He didn't
and I
say
sit
Wrong.
that.
there and I
He didn't
quietly
Wrong.
said,
say
and I quietly said, I said, no. I said, no, you got to start somewhere. You got to support it just because this is going to show that we can take a
I
unified effort and make some change out of it. That's what I said. And now we get to see this on a large scale and it's beautiful.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, he got it backwards. I said pick somebody and beat him to his knees. Remember? I said pick somebody and you grab him and you hang him in front of the congregation. And I say, let's pick Target. That's what I said. It's on recorded. I said you don't go after.
Yeah.
I said you do not. Whenever a lion run out, he does not run out and try to grab everybody. He picked one. He picked one and he go and they all corner in on him and jump him. And I said, let's get Target. I didn't say that it wouldn't work. I said, you pick somebody and you grab him and hang him. And then I did say Target and I'm going to play it back and I'm going to make
I
it
was
go
about to say,
viral.
we'll get to the point on this
Yeah.
podcast where we can just go back and play the tape. Because I promise you, that may have been what you changed it to. But in the beginning, that was not the tune that you was playing. I promise you it would. But I
I
love
don't
this.
know.
I
I do
love
kind
this
of remember him
You
development.
gotta
saying,
Long
hang
story
him
short.
by his feet.
I do kind
Exactly,
of remember
Shaq.
him saying some
Exactly.
racist stuff. Like,
Exactly. Yes.
so you might be
He
right.
did say that. He did say that, but that's
I
after he kind
said,
of came back.
grab him
He saw the
and
movement.
hang
He saw
him.
the movement having traction. He saw the movement having
What
traction,
you
and
mean?
just
I
like
said
he
it the same
bandwagon,
day.
and just like he bandwagoned the Chiefs a few years ago, he bandwagoned in the movement. So I just want to make sure that we point that out and we go back into the
I already posted
podcast
it. I already
if
made the
they ain't
post.
edited, if they ain't edited it.
Oh man. Oh, that's hilarious. To your point
You gotta
though,
hang him by his
Anthony,
feet.
about him being chairman instead of CEO, uh,
Yeah, speak on that.
yeah, I think. Actually, am I delayed? Real quick to make sure I'm not delayed.
No, you're
Nah, you
not.
good.
Say hi.
He might be
Hi.
delayed.
Yeah, I am delayed.
Ha!
It's like a 3 second delay or 2 second delay.
Okay, well, go ahead and do your thing. We'll be quiet.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. I'll say I'm done after I'm done. All right. So what people need to understand about this move, Jay's correct. It's a farce. It's they're using it as a convenient way to kind of rebrand in a way or make themselves seem a little bit better. Like we're giving the people what they want because to Jay's point, this guy, yes, he's been working with this person for years. He's been grooming him, getting him prepared to take his spot anyways. And but what people don't really understand, to Anthony's point about him going to executive chairman, if you know the difference between CEO and executive chairman, you realize that he's not losing that much power. The CEO controls the operating body of the company, right? So they lead the operations. The executive chairman leads the boards of directors. And then oftentimes executive chairman also is a like a mentor to the CEO. So like everyone's over here thinking, yeah, we won, we got rid of him. But really the dude is still gonna get paid his money. He's still gonna be making decisions. He's
Well,
still gonna be
so
doing what he's doing. It's stuff he's not controlling the operations anymore. Or quote unquote controlling the operations anymore. All right, I'm done. Yeah, you can go.
yeah, that's true. But see, the thing with this is whenever a company makes something that looks like a unilateral decision, it's never just one
That's how you
person.
do it.
So,
And then pause on it. A, play the clip. Play the clip. A, play the clip. Wait a minute, Jay. Wait a minute, Jay. We got content. We got content.
It was recorded.
It was recorded. We got
can we play the
content,
clip?
baby.
Leah, I'm
Can
about to
we play
play it
the
right
clip?
now.
We got content. Still full of
Oh,
gazelles.
go on to the
Gazelle,
clip.
still full of gazelles. You ever seen it? It'd be like 100 of them just sitting out there looking around, doing stuff like that. Do he charge after 50 of them or he charge after one?
Big one.
You pick one, exactly. You gotta, this ain't no shotgun shell. We gotta find one company. You gotta find one company and you gotta beat him to his knees. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And then look, it's just like how the slave owners used to do it. You gotta grab somebody up and hold him. Say, look, you next. You next. If this happens, if anything, look, if you want somebody, you go to the wolves. That's what you do. Bam. And then at the end, he cut it off. I say, let's pick Target. That's what I said before he cut it off.
So that is not the first episode we talked about that. So I'm glad you did that.
Dude, it
You went
literally
to a
said the
specific clip.
headline.
You went to a specific clip that you took from a later episode. Now, if we go back to the previous episode where we first started talking about that, or even the clip before, if we get a clip before that, it's gonna say your full story. And I need to find it.
Okay, that's the episode with the February 25th. The February 28th boycott. Okay, so you must be talking about the one previously before that. That must have been like episode. We started the podcast in February, so I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
looking at that same episode 7, and I'm going before when we first started talking about it.
But y'all go ahead and finish what y'all say. I just wanted to say that I called this. I want to say I coined. I think I was the first person to choose Target, and it went viral.
What? No,
And
you weren't.
I said,
What
let's
are
pick
you
Target.
talking about?
I said, let's pick Target, and it worked. We smashed them boys.
Oh
We running them
my
out the
gosh,
building.
bruh.
That
Target
shows
was
everybody got a voice. That everybody got a voice, no matter how small of a platform. Your voice can charge and scale
this
mountains.
man is
If you speaking truth to
bro.
power, baby. I'm
I
speaking
can't
truth to
even
power.
Point them out.
Honesty
Point
is
them out.
power.
Point
I
them
can't
out.
even find the doggone.
Now what we was talking about. Come,
Point them out.
look, bro.
Okay,
Look, bro.
Hey.
Alright, but like I was
That's a
saying about
popular
the
song
Target
from
Target
Vicksburg.
situation.
That's a popular song from Vicksburg, bro. The guy says, point him out, point him out. It's a song.
Oh, ooh, we want singing that in Texas. Ooh. Ooh.
Mississippi, man.
Yeah, yeah. Keep that in
Hey, you
Mississippi.
can't say that about Vicksburg is very different. No, Vicksburg is very different. Vicksburg is very different. You cannot compare or correlate
Vicksburg
those
is not
two.
a real
That
place.
was
It's not. It really is. It's not a real
I don't
place.
know. I don't know if the dude really is, but he said that about him in the song. I don't know. I went to high school with both of them. But whatever. That's a whole different story.
ain't nothing in up in here but the Civil War.
All right. I think I'm actually on time now. Somebody say hi.
Oh, this joint not even far from New Orleans.
Hi.
Vicksburg,
Some,
nah, we like 2 hours away.
Dog, I had, and that's how you know. To public schools, the Republicans might be right about those. Because I ain't know it was that close to get to from Jackson, Mississippi to New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
Mississippi is kind of
y'all got some heat down over there.
dude.
It's some
Dude.
heat over there.
Dude, Mississippi, you got New Orleans 2 hours, you got Memphis 2 hours, you got Birmingham 2 hours, Atlanta 4 hours, Dallas 5 hours. It's like we close to everything.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, it's like that, man. You know, we got a little flavor from everywhere out there in the South, deep South, you know. And please don't be in Starkville. You close to everything. Memphis, Nashville, ATL. We was in New Orleans. We hit all those spots through college. You know, we was kicking it everywhere. And we went to Panama. You know, you ain't that far from Panama. Well, yes, you are. A 7-hour drive.
Yeah.
But that's main thing. You got to kind of put tires on the road.
I guess my take on the Target situation is I saw Morgan DeBond, CEO of Afrotech and Blavity. She said that it was a promotion and not like a firing. I disagree with
mm-hmm.
that. I think that I mean, if you look at the country of America like the way we organize our country has influenced everything within the country, organizations within the country, including the business. So we all know the president of the United States, he is the single most powerful man in the country. We agree. But the way it's set up is a collective group of other people are collectively more powerful than him. And it's the same way when it comes to business. The CEO is the number one most powerful guy, but the board, the executive board, as a collective is more powerful than him. And
Mm-hmm.
if you get removed from CEO, basically you are the person that's determining the direction of this company or this country, and you get moved to basically Speaker of the House. You go from being Obama to Mitch McConnell. You know, that's not a promotion. That's a
Oh,
demotion for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it. I think
I don't
he
know,
got
Anthony.
sent to the bench because, like, you know,
Well, I
he's
mean,
no longer controlling the direction of the company.
if the company's sinking,
Absolutely, man.
like just be real. If the company's sinking, they not gonna promote you, dog. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They not.
exactly.
Well, they basically just gave him a like.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, when you get that high up, man, you generally just fail upwards in the first place. It's not like us on the ground. You know, they just say get out the building. They either
Good point.
gotta fire him and pay him like $150 million to leave, or you can just let him be someone who's been a veteran of the game. They know how the business runs. They know how to take a big macro view of things. But maybe he's not really the guy that's so in touch with the streets, really looking for the consumer. So you put another younger dude in there who can really connect with the consumer a little bit more, and then
He ain't
him,
much younger.
he's just operationally managing things.
Yeah, I don't think it's demotion at all. I mean, the board is more powerful than the CEO. I mean, that to me, that's out of demotion to you being like the Speaker of the House. That's more so like an oligarchy compared to Putin. It's like he ultimately answers to them at the end of the day. So it's just a little bit different, and I definitely see what she's saying about it's a promotion and source because he no longer has to deal with the day-to-day operations. Now he just has to sit back and just make decisions and tell the CEO what he can and can't do. Like that's the life. I mean, I don't know about you, but like CEO would be great, but it'd be really great just to be able to have the CEO shaking in his boots and asking you to do stuff. Like, that would be great, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, he don't have direct control and power over exactly what he do. You know what I'm saying with the company. So there's that. And I mean, in essence, it is
Yeah,
definitely a demotion.
and
But I
yeah,
think
and like
ultimately,
if you got that high up, like if you work so hard to get so high up, you don't want to just sit back and relax. Like you enjoy being, the person that is leading and directing how this company goes. Or at least I would. I wouldn't want to get put on the
Mhm.
bench.
yeah, I
But
I
mean, at
mean, would you
some
rather do
age you
that? Would
would.
you rather do
Uh,
that than retire though?
Yeah, at some age you would want to do
well,
something like
yeah.
retiring, and that's like halfway. It's like you still get to do stuff with the company, but you don't have to have like the pressure on you, as much pressure on you as you once did. But he also just saw what was coming, bro. They weren't doing good based off of, you know what I'm saying, the boycotts and stuff like that. And then before that, they already were losing in competition to Walmart, and now they're being threatened with these tariffs as well. My boy saw what was about to happen, and he said, "Listen, I done had a good run with these people. I can hand this over to somebody else and save at least a little bit of face." That's that. I think
Yeah.
that's what's happening too. I can put a captain up there, and I can at least just sit back and
It,
watch it, what
if
happens
if
with it.
if you really want to say it though, it probably wasn't his decision. The board,
No, it was part of the
everything you
board.
just said, the board said that about him. Like
Yeah,
he ain't gonna be able to do this. But okay, let's move on to this. This is probably my favorite topic of the evening. The Trump administration is pushing for a 2-year limit on Section 8 and public housing. Now, this is a really tough one because
Hey,
I
this
mean, I don't
this
have
is
to
the play
explain.
right here, man. They talking about they want to clean DC up. They want to clean these cities up. You want to get the bad people out of there. Who you think the bad people are, man? The poor people, the black folks. This is how you basically put a fresh coat of paint on the cities.
you agree with
Okay.
that, Cam? You liked it, or what you think about that?
Of course not. I don't like that. I've just been watching the moves that they've been making against certain communities in the country. But
Hmm.
pretty man, man, the thing about this is, man, it's just so obvious. It's so in your face. It's hard not to like be realistic. Because think about what else they're doing. Increasing policing, making it illegal to be homeless. So you got poor people who ain't making no money. You only got 2 years to get on your feet or get yourself self-sustainable. They kicking you out the house. Then you out the house, you homeless or underemployed. Then what you gonna do? You gonna be on the street. Oh, you're on the street? Sorry,
Yep.
we gotta get you off the street. We gotta commit you to something. Oh, this man might as well be crazy. We gonna put him in a mental institution. They just basically gonna try to
And then
weed
yeah,
people out.
Well, kids too, though. It's not just most of the lot people on station. Have kids. They have families. It's
They don't care about no kids, man. The people that
they don't.
get on TV, they talk
dude,
about
it's Donald Trump. He
right to
don't.
life, a right to this, a right to that. Be for real, man. The only kids a lot of these politicians care about are their own.
Hey, look, this is what I want to
I
say,
want to
bro.
make the. Go ahead.
This is what I want to say. 80, like 70% of like I guess child sexual assault cases are done by like white men. So black men say fuck them kids. White men actually do it. So keep going.
I am.
Yeah, so I kind
What a
of want to make
statement.
the floor shake up in here a little bit.
Okay.
Is there
More than that.
anybody in here that is there anybody in here that thinks that this is a good idea, or at least slightly? I'm looking at you, Jalen.
Good. I was about to judge. I was about to.
No,
You,
man, you
I know
really,
what you're
What?
gonna say.
you
I
Nah.
know
really
what you're
got
gonna
to look
say.
Well,
at
cause
the,
I'm about if y'all don't keep on agree if y'all keep agreeing over here, I'm about to play God's advocate.
But dog, you just got the problem with this. With the question is to these people, think about the demographic you asking the question to. You asking the people who cousins is up in this stuff and your kinfolk and stuff like that. What we need is Paul, Steve, John.
Well, just because you may have
These
personal
names.
feelings about it doesn't mean that you can't see the other side of it though. You know.
I mean, at some point, yeah, I do see the thing alike, dog.
Look,
Y'all been in
The fact
section
that
8
it's
for
the capital is the like this is supposed to represent pretty much the most prestigious office in our nation, and that right around it is like the slums. Listen, I mean, this is why I
Oh no,
tell people too
it's
about
only
going
a
to,
couple neighborhoods that's the slums. And just
yeah,
I done heard a
I
lot of
feel
slander
it.
about DC lately. I'm tired of it.
Tell
I
We
us
feel that.
tell us about DC, Cam, because I need to
look,
know.
man. DC, man, it's a very interesting place. But realistically, when they talk about the high crime areas,
I
these
was,
they talking about Ward 7 and Ward 8, which is generally in southeast and
Mm.
some parts of northeast, across the water, tucked away, but still basically across from where all the Capitol Hill stuff is at. So, yes, are there some neighborhoods that have some high crime? But a lot of the violence take place in like a 3 mile radius, man. It's not like the city is one big war zone. Now, are there issues with kids, you know, stealing cars sometimes? Maybe. So,
who
but
want their car
can,
stolen?
can you get robbed
Me. Come
and
take
things like
mine.
that?
Piece of
Maybe.
shit.
But I mean,
Insurance.
I lived there. I lived around there for years, and I was fine. But
You never got
Shaq.
snuffed.
Shaq insurance is something
I
people wish
I
they
I
never
never
had to
never
use.
did realistically. I know people who have, but I was always head on the swivel. Hey,
You
sometimes
you,
you just gotta
you move
know
right. You
what you're
move
doing.
right, bro.
Come on, Cam. You caught an
Willie
eye jam again,
Willie
man.
got Willie got robbed. Willie's
I'm
like
just
whole
playing.
clique. Cam. Willie's whole clique got robbed. His whole group at work, they all got robbed. Willie ran and hid inside while they took everybody. They took his whole team.
That's what I would have did. Yeah,
I'm talking about they got script, not stripped. They got whole team got script.
Oh man.
yo, nah, man. I'll say this about the Section 8 kind of sort of thing, man. Okay, you can't just kick people out after 2 years, but
Nope.
maybe, and this is just more of my policy opinion. Maybe there can be some type of incentive program or some type of stipulation or a way to get you up out of the Section 8. Because, it's some folks, dog, they've been on Section 8. It seems like they forever. And they ain't
and it's
got no.
supposed to be temporary, right?
Yeah.
Section
It's
But
8 is
designed to be
supposed to be
temporary, yeah.
for
I'm pretty
forever
sure it is,
homes. So
actually.
I
There are some
mean,
stipulations. I ain't familiar, though.
yeah, so like that's the thing too. Like you say 2 years, but then when I look at 2 years, and it's just like people change apartments, like, and it's a normal thing. Like essentially, if we're talking Section 8, that's essentially very nearly that. So it's
Oh,
like
there's no set
two
limit
years
for
to
how
say
long you can
that.
be on Section 8.
Because I mean, it's not like they have to really like move outside of DC, right? Like they just like
Yes.
Section 8, they're getting rid of
Well, hold
Section
on.
8 and they're
This is
replacing
nationwide,
this
right?
with better
Oh no,
It's not
Jalen.
DC
nationwide.
specific.
Oh, this is
Nationwide.
nationwide.
Oh yeah, they going for all the hood,
Yeah,
bro.
they going to
Oh,
Vicksburg,
Crap
man.
on
They
that.
going to Vicksburg.
Yeah, Jalen. Section 8 means public house, like
well, no, I
Thank you,
thought they were
DJ.
just
basically.
Thank you.
targeting. I thought they were just targeting
No,
one
no,
area.
no. They
I
talking
thought it
about
was just
Oh
like the
all the
no,
DC.
no.
neighborhoods.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
When
So
they say Section 8,
basically,
they mean any housing that the government is subsidizing for people to live in.
Oh, well, that do kind of suck. But like I said, I mean, I think Section 8, I think it should be a time-based thing. Like maybe if you were on Section 8 for 10 years, then this occurs to you. 10 years and later, this occurs to you. But maybe if you just recently got on Section 8 and you still trying to get off your feet, maybe this doesn't apply to you. And
Okay,
then they move you
everybody.
to another, but
Does everybody
yeah.
see that little raise hand button? Matter of fact, forget that because I don't know if it's gonna show up on screen. But
Nah,
okay,
I don't
from a
have it.
show of
he
hands,
raised his hand.
from a
Do you see
show of
mine?
hands,
Yeah.
do y'all think 2 years is too short of a? I mean, raise your hand if you think 2 years is enough time for somebody to be able to get off Section 8.
If we think it's enough.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
now raise your hand if you think 5 years should be the limit.
Is this from zero? Like this is
No, we're
them
talking about
starting,
the limit of how long you should be able to be on Section 8.
period.
Raise your hand physically because I don't think that's going to show up on screen. If you think
Okay.
5 years should be the limit for Section 8.
I give you 5.
I like
I
Now,
mean,
what if you
I say like maybe 6 because I'll say it takes 4 years to finish a college degree.
I have
Maybe you
I have a
fail
question.
couple classes
I got a
and you've
question.
been working too. You know what I mean? So maybe let's say it take you 6 years.
I
to
got a
graduate
question.
college or something like that.
Y'all
I think Section 8 should last.
What about
I think
what about
5 is
grandma?
fair though, because you should maybe do it for the majority and not
What about a
the,
woman who's 55 years old?
that's what
You
I
can't
was
get
going to
no
say.
job.
If you are older and you've been on it however long, I think you just ride it out.
and see that's
Wait,
what I'm saying. Need to be like a
wait,
age, like
35 and
wait.
under.
That
like
doesn't
a
make
tenure
sense,
thing.
though.
You gonna put Miss Johnson out on the streets?
Can y'all hear me?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I
I
guess
can hear
it's the
you, Willie.
opposite then.
Oh, why would you? Do y'all
Oh,
So it
y'all?
has to
I
be
don't
a little
see
bit more
Willie.
nuanced. They'll have to play
Zach,
with it a little
if
bit.
you
They
can
can't
hear
just.
me,
I mean, I ain't gonna say they can't. They shouldn't just
I
completely
don't think they can.
annihilate it. But if you're gonna
But
do
But
something
but
like that,
if
it
you can
needs to
hear
be
me, Chad,
limitations.
ask them why was
I
Section
agree.
8?
I don't think you
okay,
should be able to be a new lifer.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as it go with Section 8, bro, I'm gonna just be real. You gonna pay for Section 8 whether you like it or not. You gonna pay with so either you go because they're trying to cut people's taxes down. So either you gonna pay with cash or you gonna pay with your ass because them because you put them boys out on that street.
Cam is a fool.
You wait a minute, no. Because when you put people out on the street, you start to do what? You add to crime. Because guess what? Johnny is not gonna sit, well, not Johnny, little Tyrone and little Johnny is not just gonna sit in the house and watch mama struggle too long. He gonna do something soon. And when he see your ass in that BMW with that Rolex on, he gonna pop out of nowhere. Get up. So you gonna pay with cash? You like, God damn, he shot me. He shot me. He took my watch. He beat my ass. Damn, I should have paid
Exactly.
that extra 3%
Exactly,
of
though.
taxes.
That's the
I
that's the
should have just.
problem.
You're not gonna pay like that because they raising the crime enforcement and the sentencing. So boom, soon as he do
That sound
20
good,
years to
but
life,
somebody. Okay, they raising the sentencing, but guess
Free
what?
labor.
For you to sentence a nigga, he had to put something in somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying?
No, they
Or
don't. No, no, no,
put a
no.
book.
Because can y'all hear me?
See,
Can y'all
because
hear me?
once I get charged, once little Tyrone get charged, he didn't already murk something. He didn't strip you for your rolling, and he didn't stole your car. He didn't beat your ass. You know what I'm saying?
See, see, but you talking about today though. Like this is what I was saying last week when we were talking about them rolling out the military to patrol the streets. Like you got to look ahead of what this could turn into. Right now, yes, maybe that's what it takes for you to get thrown in prison. But 5 years from now, with the way that we're going, that could decrease what it would take for them to throw you in. Right now, they can already stop and frisk anyone that looks like they are illegal and throw them into a detention center. So yes, maybe now, but later on down the road, they might be able to just throw anybody in there, and that's the problem because the reason why these people are on Section 8 to begin with is not because not all of them are just bad people. Not all of them are just dumb or whatever, or just want to freeload off of the government. Some of these people just are victims of their own life. Just I know we don't like to say that, but sometimes people just are not born into great situations. And unfortunately, patterns can continue to repeat until you have somebody step in or something steps in and helps you go a different path, or some rare people just break the cycle themselves,
I
right?
mean, Shaq, man, being
We
broke is
never
an
know.
option, man. Being broke
What's
is an
that?
option. Being broke is an option.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Not all the time. DJ, you talking
Oh
like
no,
you don't
man.
have a kid. You talking like you don't have a kid. You talking like you have like you have a very well-paying job. You talking like you have an education. Replace any of those things with the opposite of those things, then your situation might look a little bit different. You talking like you might have a family that can support you, a family that can mentor you. Replace either of those two things, you might have a different situation. And that's the people that are on this Section 8 program. And to Cam's point, you kick people out of their houses, what's going to happen? They're going to end up on the street, right? And to our King's point, what are they going to do? Eventually, they're going to be like, I
Okay,
got to do
if
something.
Can y'all hear me one second?
Section
One
8,
second, give me one second. Y'all hear me?
yeah, we hear you
All right.
now.
So
Yeah.
this is the monkey in the room that y'all been ducking. Do y'all know why Section 8 was made?
Why?
So back in the 30s, right, after the Great Depression, there was a housing crisis. And so Section 8 was made specifically because before Section 8, y'all ever seen them pictures in the 30s when niggas was sitting outside of wooden houses? Well, that's the housing situation that people were living in. Section 8 wasn't made because, oh, we just trying to give people a handout. Could you imagine like slumlord Mumbai, India type stuff? So they did the Section 80, the Housing Act of 1974, and it made these
Mm,
cities, which had basically ostracized their minorities, black people, put y'all in the worst places possible. Now we're talking about going to the worst schools. They said that's illegal. Y'all got to give these people a piece of the pie because they living in shitholes. And so the big white resistance was because they was like, oh, why they got to come in our neighborhood? One of the biggest ones done in Yonkers, New York. It's a great HBO documentary about it. But basically, Section 8 was meant to level the playing field for your people to go to Madison Central, right? To go to Austin High School instead of having to go to Amanda Elsie or these schools that were basically gerrymandered because these people could not leave these substandard areas. Now, Anthony asked a question about how long people should stay on Section 8. Brother, I'll tell you right now, whether they stay on there 10 years or 5 years, look how much it costs to buy a house in D.C.
thank you.
It's people out here who done had generations of wealth who can't buy a house in D.C. So you think somebody like Section 8 ain't what's gonna kill the country, right? These people are just trying to make it. And you telling me
Yep.
this is the greatest country in America, and we can't even supply equitable housing for people, but we the greatest? That's the issue with what getting rid of Section 80. That's the issue. People think it's just black people too, right? They label it with
So
us.
so
Of course not.
of course that's what they think, and that's how they
Hmm.
get things like this done. They paint a picture of
I,
who
I
they
want
think
to
the
ask a
culprit.
question though, Arcane. In two, if this does pass, in 2 years, what percentage of Section 8 people do you expect to be homeless and on the street in 2 years?
About 90 to 95.
That's ridiculous.
There's estimates
95%
that
of
say
people that's on Section 8 will not be homeless in 2 years, bro.
Well,
it says they're estimating 3 million people. 3 million people will be facing eviction and homelessness once it ends.
yeah, how many people?
You know what I'm saying? And what percentage of those do you think will actually
Let's
be
see.
downtown smelling homeless and looking like they ain't bathed in 10 days? Like we
Probably,
be seeing.
I'm gonna say probably 30%.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna be
So it's
higher
That's
like
than
a
what
that.
I
million
think.
people. Probably like a million more homeless people. Million more people holding up a sign that's toothless.
It's
You know what I
about
mean?
3 million is about 33%.
No dental, no dental, limping
Mm.
because somebody took their housing from
Because
them.
look, they already.
You
But
know,
think
you got
about this though. It's a domino effect. You cut their housing. They already cut and snap. And the big beautiful bill finna cut a lot of these Medicare, Medicaid. So I think it's gonna be high. Now I ain't gonna lie, 90 is extremely high, but it's damn sure gonna be higher than 30. You cutting
Yeah.
housing from people who can't afford insurance. So I can't go to the doctor. I can't afford to live. I can't afford a bus ticket or a U-Haul to even move my family. What's my next option?
Yep. Yep.
So, all right, let me ask you one thing. If I told you I'm gonna make your rent $100 a month for the rest of your life, or do you think you would handle your money differently than if I said I'm gonna make your rent $100 a month for the next 2 years? If I told you it was only for 2 years, you would save that money. You wouldn't buy Jordans with it. You wouldn't go buy a brand new Altima and spend everything you make. You would start saving some.
But what are you
You would
saving
start
for
trying to
But you're
though?
making an
prepare so when
assumption
that
that
2 year mark
What
ends.
are you saving
you're making an
for?
assumption that's what these people do.
But we
And
I've
make an
seen
you
it.
can
assumption that
answer
that's
Willie's
what
question. You
they
can answer
don't
Willie's
do.
question.
My question
Because
is,
that's
I mean,
that
I've
this
seen
right
it.
here.
I've seen it.
What are you saving for?
He said, "I've seen it."
Let's say this.
I have.
What am I saving for? Let's say I don't do the car. Let's say I save my money and I'm out now and I got to find a place to stay. I can't buy a house because I don't have a credit score and I don't have a bank that's willing to put a loan on me. I'm really in shitbird
Hmm.
because it just so happened I work for the city of DC and my job is only 5 minutes away. And I take the bus there. But now I don't have a house. I gotta try to find a place that's close to my job. Well shit. I'm in the city. They want $2,500 a month. I got you see how this shit compound?
Yeah, but
Well, the
Yeah.
the
also,
scenario
dog,
you
think
just
about it,
gave
man.
was just totally out of line,
You
dude.
got
People drive. Shaq drive an hour to his job right now. Don't nobody got to live 5 minutes from their apartment. I mean, from their job.
No, what I'm saying, but
And
the
then
only
and then
issue
on
is
top
there's no
and then on top of
transportation
that
to these other
and then on
places.
top of
Like,
that, you talk about people can't afford housing, dude. Apartments exist, and then you might say, well, they gonna
that's
have to go
true.
get a
Whoa.
bad
Hey,
apartment,
hey,
bro. They
nah.
already
dog,
living in Section
Anthony,
8. You can't
but
get
look,
no
apartments,
worse than that,
you wild on that last one.
apartment rent
dude.
you got
is
Everything
you
I
got a
just said
city,
was facts.
you got a city like Texarkana, Texas, right? In Texarkana, Texas, 43% of the low income households there receive rental assistance via Section 8. A podunk town like that, if they lose Section 8, you talking about zombies on the street. The
Dude,
town,
it's gonna just increase the crime rate. Have y'all ever heard that song What We Do by Freeway, Jay-Z, and Benny Signal? He told us already what is gonna happen. The man said we're trying to keep my mom smiling. Cause when her teeth start showing and her stomach start growling and the heat start flowing, if you're from the hood, I know you feel me. If her sneak start leaning and the heat stop working, then my heat start working. I'm gonna rob me a person. catch a nigga sleeping while he out in the open, and I'm gonna get him. Yeah, I'm gonna get him.
Okay.
And then
Hey
Okay.
and then
man,
y'all know,
hey,
and
if you
but
from the hood, I know you feel me. That's what he said.
so, but to that point, this is where I was going earlier, right? Because we're saying that in order for you to get put in prison or put in jail, whatever, you got to do something. What if we create this image where these people in Texas are cannibal, all these zombies, and now we create this image that these people are dangerous and we need to get them off the streets because they're a problem now. We're either not even talking about deporting. We're just talking about just putting our own people into our own prisons here. We've seen this before. They were doing this to slaves back in the day, like ex-slaves. They were doing this, putting us in there. And then what do we know about the prison system? Free labor,
Yeah, that's
free
all it is.
labor.
It's, it,
like,
it,
like, like.
Hey, man, at least Shaq could say it, man. Everybody know good and well who this is meant to hurt, who that the powers that be, what population of people do the powers not be dislike. I ain't even talking about from a race perspective. I would
They hate
say
pores.
the urban communities. They hate people who live in
that's what I'm
cities.
getting at. Yes. And so you're gonna take somebody who been in the city their whole life, who working. A lot of these people do the jobs that work MTA, XYZ. You know, you say, oh, get an apartment. Brother, these people are barely floating to begin with. They not taking vacations, right? A vacation might be to Coney Island because it's free, because they can take the train. So you looking at the people who doing the most and making the least, right? They get off of Section 8. You think they boss gonna give them a pay raise? Oh, I'll give you $10 an extra an hour, Jimmy, because we just heard you got off Section 8. No. So
Right.
it's terrible to think about it. Bro, but I promise y'all, bro, real talk. We so blessed on this phone, bro. And don't we
Hmm.
should never lose fact of that, because I'm telling y'all, bro, these Section 8 people, they not eating off y'all plate. I promise on everything I love, on God. You ain't gotta worry about them eating off your plate, DJ. They just not there. They literally treading water in the Pacific Ocean. So you're right. If you cut them off, it's gonna turn to Raccoon City. And then they go, you know what they gonna say then?
Yeah, because if his heat stop working, then his heat gonna start working.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like I don't know when, as a country, this country makes billions and trillions of dollars a year, and we sitting here talking about Section 8. Whitey on the moon, and we talking about Section 8.
All right, come on, Gil
It's only
Scott
it's
here.
only 3%
Well,
of the
you ever
population.
heard of Whitey's on the moon? You know, that's
But
actually
see,
going
that's the
viral
thing.
right
We
now.
talking about
Hold on.
something. We talking about private equity versus the government. The things that are happening on the moon, a lot of that type of stuff, that's private company stuff. And this country is based off capitalism and essentially being brought up with hard work and being able to take advantage of capitalism, start businesses, go to school, do all this stuff. And I understand that part of that is smoke and mirrors. But I also want to ask the question, at what point do you kind of take people off of the milk? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is an imperfect system, then let's attack that. Let's look at
For
Section 8 as
sure.
something that needs to be more structured. That you need to give these people who are in Section 8 the ability to go to school, the ability to get trades, the ability to get jobs that may be subsidized by the government. So you go get them into work programs so they can have jobs and build up money over a specified period of time that you allot them when they get into the Section 8 program. I don't think that getting rid of it as a whole is the answer, but I think that maybe it does need to be looked at, because I saw where it's like you can be on it essentially indefinitely if you meet the qualifications every year. So I mean, maybe we just need to look at the qualifications and things more.
Brother,
You got to think about too how both
Look,
people
bro.
gonna look at it. Democrats are a little more willing to say, "Oh, hold your hand. We'll give you a representative and they'll talk you through what you can do and the programs you have access to, like a guidance counselor. And we do need somebody to give them like accountability and like, boom. If after 1 year you have not applied for this many jobs or you have not like signed up for this program, you got to go or something. But
Right.
other side of the aisle is just gonna say, God gave you a brain to think. We telling you we gonna give you this, figure it out. And life is tough. And that's just gonna be the difference and disagreement between the both sides. One side gonna try to,
Mm-hmm.
hold your hand a little bit. Other side gonna say, man up, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Go ahead.
like the manning up thing is like it's two sides to it, right? And I always tell y'all a story, right? And there was this guy. Do you want to go ahead and lay the story, kind of,
No, go ahead.
All right, so Jalen turned into a Republican slowly. I'm watching this. The dude that I knew back in 2013, he is no longer
Not a
got that.
political person.
That dude is far and long gone. But
I'm not a
anyway,
political
DJ, this is
person.
for you.
Just traditional.
DJ, all right, so little girl ran up to me and said, "Hey, I'm a Democrat, and I think that you're a terrible person. The things that you want to do to everybody on Section 8 and welfare and all that kind of stuff." And I told her, you know what? Well, since you want to be a Democrat, I want you to. She said, "There's this homeless guy sitting outside at the store, and he ain't got nothing to do." I said, "I'll tell you what you can do. You can sweep my driveway, you can trim my hedges, and you can change the oil on my car, and I give you $100, and then you can give that $100 to that man sitting outside that store." And then she came up to me and said, "Well, Mr. Gibson, why doesn't he sweep your porch and trim your hedges and change the oil in your car and take the $100 for himself?" I said, "Welcome to the Republican Party."
For sure.
Yeah, that doesn't
For
apply here.
sure.
We're just
But but I do want to put a disclaimer that I was just playing God's advocate on
Man, what?
just
Oh
because
no, not
Boy.
you trying
just
to save
just
face
because
now, Anthony. Not you
no,
trying to
no,
save
truly,
face.
truly. Just because I spoke on what the other side may be saying, I had to take that role. Everybody was just gonna be agreeing with, don't do it. Like, and how fun of a conversation would that have been?
Okay, I
But
got one more. I got one more lame dad joke, politic joke. There was this guy selling puppies. There was some brand new puppies, and he was saying, "Get your Democratic puppies here. Get your Democratic puppies. Democratic puppies." It was at the Democrat convention, DNC, out in the front of Austin. Saw him. I like to do both sides. So, there was some babies, eyes closed, everything like that. I said, "What Democratic puppies, what does that mean?" He said, "If you ain't buying, you flying." I said, "All right, what up?" Left, came back next week, same spot. The Republican, the GOP party, had the same thing there. And then he said, "Republican puppies here. Get your Republican puppies." I said, "What the hell? Ain't you the same dude with the Democratic puppies?" He said, "Yeah, they eyes open now."
Oh my God.
Boo. Stick to
Oh
your
my
day
God.
job. Stick to your day job.
yeah, see, Shaq and Willie are still no, just playing. But
Oh man.
It's so hot.
Yeah, buddy.
Zohran Mamdani.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get
Zoran
on.
for NYC.
I can't wait to get
Uh,
on his ass.
just for the audience, a few things on his platform. He wants to freeze rents on rent stabilized apartments. Not too bad. Build 200,000 new affordable housing units. Not too bad. Make bus fare free. All right. Provide universal child care for 6 weeks to 5 years. I don't know. He losing me now. give free baby baskets to families, raise the minimum wage to $30 by 2030. And he want to open city-run supermarkets and food deserts.
That boy handing turkeys out like Nino Brown, baby.
Bro, how much is food and everything else gonna cost us? Minimum wage is $30 an hour.
It's New York.
Dude, he's a democratic socialist, Jalen. He's trying to turn into a socialist. Well, people got to remember when we created this great country called America, people were running from socialism. That Statue of Liberty, the liberty is from socialism. And then when he's talking about,
I don't know that they was doing socialism in Britain at the time.
Go look it up.
And where?
In Britain, that was the monarchy.
That's France. Statue of Liberty from France.
No, he talking about we were running from socialism. Like they came from.
That wasn't no we. I wasn't a part of that.
Liberty.
I wasn't part of that. I wasn't a part of that. I came later on. You hear me, Cam?
I don't know, man.
I came later on. You know what I mean?
Over there, man. Y'all got a little something in you.
Shout out to that boy Zohran.
Zohran, hey, look, let's just be real. Zohran, dude, I like what you're doing.
Willie like that office.
Bro, come on, man. Ain't no way you finna pull all this stuff off. He's just pulling y'all leg. He gonna get in there and say, that was fun. Dude, come on, man. $30 an hour. You ain't finna do that. It ain't nowhere in the world. It's like free buses. The city makes $7 billion a year off that bus fare. Then he turn around and say, yeah, but the revenue is 32 billion. Nigga.
You can hold on.
Revenue is way different from profit.
The buses you can make the buses free because they ain't nobody paying them to get on the buses in the first place. They just getting
on. Dude, it makes $7 billion a year, bro. I don't know what you mean ain't nobody paying?
Okay, here's the thing, man. Me personally, I'm realistic. He ain't gonna do half of this stuff. But
exactly,
keep it a fave.
Keep it a buck. He ain't gonna do one of them. He ain't gonna get one of them done. He ain't gonna get one done.
He may get the free rent. He might pull that off.
And they gonna beat his ass, dude.
No. Look, man.
You ever seen a public official get beat up?
Man, that in this country that should be strived for. And aren't as far-fetched as you think that
That's
they
what
are.
I'm saying, bro. He ain't talking that crazy.
You think you can't give no baby baskets out to no new families, dog? What you talking about, man?
Yeah, you could do stuff like that, but child care for 5 years, bro. Come on.
Even the Romans gave out free bread.
Bro, child care for 5
bro.
years.
Bro, that ain't finna happen. Let's be realistic.
He went to the new houses.
Okay, Cam.
He will get that. Dog, this is not a radical idea for city funded or state funded child care. Why does that sound crazy? You want women to work, don't you?
What about the citywide?
Sound crazy. It's the expense attached to it, bro.
The bus fare he can do. So like real talk. Bus fare he can do. Because they make so much money in tolls, bro. It's obviously like MTA, bro. I promise you, they make a shit ton of money in tolls. $30 an hour. So a city worker, when I was working there, bro, a city worker started at like 18 an hour, and that was 2017. So they could probably get the 30 by 2030 or whatever he said. I definitely think it can go up. Like I said, bro, MTA makes a lot of money. Think about how much money think about how much
the state of New York already has implemented universal pre-kindergarten for all eligible 4-year-olds.
Yeah, they got bread.
They already did pre-K. That's 1 year.
I don't know about that one, but I know New York got a lot of bread. I'm
just saying, like, this is all they've already done this.
True.
So they've already done like a small portion of one thing. Now, fully funded universal child care, it ain't gonna happen right away. But hell, just getting universal pre-K was a lot. I mean, is all this stuff gonna happen? No. But look, man, what the hell do people want? You want somebody who dream big, to strive for something, to
Exactly.
believe in something, or you want somebody who believe in nothing but enriching their own pockets. Trump then made $3.5 billion and been in office 6 months for himself.
All right.
And you gotta respect that in some type of
These
capacity.
dudes make empty promises, but what promises are they making? Yeah, I'm gonna lock all these blacks up. Cool. Awesome. That's
Hey,
doable.
bro.
But man, somebody gotta at least have some like, come on, man.
It's
A lot of this stuff is pie in the sky. Let's be real. But when you really start to think about it, man, maybe you get a little corporate funding, a little corporate
if
sponsorship
he
for some of
if
this
he
stuff.
do two of
You roll
those,
it out,
he'll be on something.
roll it out on a small scale, man.
I think the bus thing. Look, honestly speaking, I think he can do the bus easy, especially with the surge pricing. 100%, my nigga.
You don't need all the buses to be free. You only need certain
My nigga,
circulator
from
buses
what I
to be
paid
free.
surge pricing, man, to get me and my mama to the airport was $90 in New York because of the congestion
Oh yeah.
prices that Trump put in. Bro, when I tell you they
Trump
got
didn't put in congestion pricing. That was from the government. That was from the state
sorry from state. But
or the state or city. But yeah.
like
But no.
congestion prices, and then the last two mayors was robbing. It's probably some money out there. I mean, Cuomo got out of there because they was finna get him on stealing money, and then Adams, they suspected him of stealing money, but they really was gonna get him for stealing money. But so it's when I say, bruh, I don't know how much money New York even has. That's his whole thing. Is that his whole idea is that the city of New York makes the most money of any city in the United States from a tax base. So there should be a way that, hey, we should have free buses. Free buses sounds reasonable. A bus is $2 in New York. Now Subway, I don't know, but if you could give free buses, like Cam said, they're already hopping and dropping anyway. I want to see it happen because people say, oh, he's a socialist and all that. Like, bruh, socialism saved this country, right? The highway system.
When?
FDR.
FDR. That's when the highway system,
That's what the Great Depression.
affordable house, like all that stuff came out of that. And we Americans, I don't gonna say we stupid, but we sit here and act like we don't all pay insurance. Why am I paying insurance? I ain't had a ticket in 7 years. Why am I paying for Jody to wreck his Camaro and get a payout? Like, we all pay a light bill. Why am I paying Entergy, a company based out of Arkansas, for my lights in Mississippi? Like, so we can play this game all day. I just think this. Let's just see what happens. New York is the perfect, science project for this. And if they voting for him, I mean, clearly all them people that voting ain't stupid. They know what they getting into, I would believe. That's what them Trump people say, right?
They a bunch of lazy bums.
No, man. You living in Texas. Them people in New York working harder than we are. I'm sorry, dog. That's
No,
a
they
different game up there, dog. But look, you got Kansas City, Missouri, first large city in the U.S. to implement a universal system-wide fare-free program for its buses. Alexandria, Virginia. The Dash bus service became free during the pandemic and remained so. You got Akron, Ohio, Raleigh, North Carolina. Hell, even the Luxembourg. That's a huge place. They got that shit. It's doable. You just gotta
Yeah,
walk.
it's doable. It's doable, but somewhere like New York already hanging on by a thread, and then you turn around and cut one of the main sources of income from the people.
Well, maybe, dog. They not making that much off the transportation stuff.
Dude, yeah, they in a deficit from it anyway. So if you make it free, imagine
Look,
what that's gonna be.
man, rich people gonna have to pay their share in this country. The way, dog, rich people used to pay taxes. I don't get why people don't realize that this is a new modern phenomenon that rich people don't pay taxes no more.
So that brings up, you brought up a good question or a good talking point, Art. Do you think that
it's
the
a trickle-down
government should
theory.
operate at a deficit if it's for the benefit of the people? Because that has been an age-old argument, is that should a government entity make money? Because we ain't supposed to make money. A lot of times we work, like me and DJ, I don't know how much DJ sees behind the curtain, But like for our government projects, we lose money. That's 1,000% a fact. Them levy jobs, they lose money because we don't have the maintenance, but we get it built anyway. We're in a deficit. But because we build those levees, these cities don't flood. These farmland don't flood. The government operates in a deficit. And so the question I have is, do y'all believe that
How long can you do that?
Oh, we do it
We
for
do it for now.
we do it at the expense of public safety, right?
I think it's still about 50 trillion in debt, and that's when it's over with for.
Dog,
No, I think it's 70 trillion, but
from the 1950s and 1960s, the top
we halfway
marginal
there.
tax rates fluctuated between 70 and 90%.
But speaking of that, though, Willie, did you see that Trump wants to take a 10% stake in Intel?
Like the government taking 10% stake?
Literal socialism and communism, man. Though this is what they've been telling us for years. Not y'all people. We getting socialism and communism with none of the
I wish
free
he'd get
stuff.
10% in Nvidia, but see, the reason why Joe Biden gave Intel breaks and then Trump is trying to push Intel is because Intel actually creates chips. See, Nvidia and AMD, they just design the chips. But Intel actually has foundries to make the chips, like TMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Company.
So what you think about that? Do you think that the government, because so Pete Buttigieg was one end, right? He was like the government should be at a deficit if it allows people to like do what they need to do to live and have a life, whatever, blah 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 blah. A government entity is not a business, right?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Some services can operate in a deficit, but clearly all of them cannot. Some of them have to make money. Like tax revenue should exceed, all those other deficits. But right now it doesn't. And that's the problem. So that's why you see people trying to say, man, if that thing is a deficit, get rid of it. It's because we just spend more than we make now. How long? If a person made $100 a year and they spent $120 a year, how long can they do that, man?
You're right. And that see, Anthony, now you're speaking to the major issue is what do we prioritize? So we don't prioritize roads and infrastructure in this country, right? We clearly don't, because we working on projects now that we were trying to replace stuff that's 50 years old, but we don't have a budget for it. So the thing is
military spending.
But no, Jalen, we can't cut the military. That's what they tell us.
I ain't saying cut it. I'm just saying that's one of the major expenditures.
Military spending is one of the biggest dogs out there. I'll give y'all some numbers, some legit numbers. We got $30 million for the operation and maintenance of all of our locks and dams in the Vicksburg district. $30 million. You know how much we owe in back pay, Anthony? Like you were saying, we are minus $590 million in maintenance, but we got a maintenance budget of $30 million. We got to make it work every year.
Okay, the thing is, it's like it's America. Everybody wants to cut our head off. If we take $1 off of that military budget, everybody and their mama finna be all in our house. Okay, they're just like saying, "Hey, I need some money. I'm gonna sell the locks on my house and my car and sell my gun."
Well, see, it's just I'm just saying. He asked where the priorities were. Where the priorities were, and that was one of the major ones. I mean, but you look at that and you look at how during the Biden administration, it's like I had seen an article where we essentially left millions of dollars of equipment, military equipment in another country. And it's like these small things is what Deutsche was supposed to do. Like that department, that's what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to build up a collection of these small savings everywhere so that you could fund things like the things that we're talking about. So, I mean, it's not essentially like spending less in the military. it's maybe tightening the budget, or it's
They
maybe
don't
looking
wanna.
at
They don't wanna.
these
They don't wanna do
losses.
that though, bro. The U.S. military budget is more than the 8 other countries that are below us budgets combined. Right. So if we cut 10% of our military, of our 800, we almost spend I'm telling you, bro. Next year in our budget, we're gonna be at $1 trillion for
Doing
military
$1 trillion.
spending. It goes up every year. I think last year was 890 million. It's gonna be $1 trillion. If we cut 10% of that, right, brothers, y'all acting like, first of all, just because we cut spending don't mean we not safe. Y'all realize half the
Right.
countries in our list, them Negroes, look at Russia, bro. They one of the top spenders in military spending. They fighting Ukraine with tanks from the 1970s. Like, we are the military advancement in the world. But the issue is this right here. We do not care enough to make that cut. That is why they are cutting people. That is why Trump is cutting the park rangers. Bro, park rangers? That's what's whooping our ass? That we got 8 park rangers instead of having, like, that's what don't make sense. Because they don't want to cut
Exactly.
what they know is going to make a big difference. If you cut our military spending by 20% and said we're going to take that 20% cut and spread it across the board to where we get in the red, but see, then it becomes about the border. Now we finna spend.
I mean, because what are other countries going to do? Are they going to increase their military spending because we decrease ours? So
No.
I
They
mean,
gonna come in.
take 3%, because the best things in life come in three.
Who?
So you
The
take three
thing
percent
is,
and you
bro,
spread that
who?
across these different programs and see what happens.
We have
They
been.
Because
gonna
even
bust
even
our
if you
head.
take if you take 3%, you're still outspending the next person by probably 4 times.
Bro, that's what I'm
So
saying,
what
bro.
we
Not
talking
everybody
about?
is sitting out here trying to say, "Oh, we finna just," bro. They cut their spending. We gonna attack, bro. I'm telling you. What's the point of having all these trade agreements? What's the point of having all this and that if you like, oh, because that's what everybody else doing. Why you think Britain don't spend as much as us? Why you think Germany don't spend as much as us? Because they realize at the end of the day, bro. I don't know. I just feel like our military might is world renowned. We touching every corner of the world. If we cut
Literally.
20%, well, let's say instead of building 10 planes,
What if they can't cut it though?
oh, they can, but that's a Congress move. Congress is the one who has to decide that. Appropriation?
So
Willie, all right, if you living in Chicago, you got beef with the guys who stay across the street.
Yeah.
These dudes known for laying boys down, killing them, getting them up out of here. One of them named Mr. Get You Gone, aka Kim Jong-un. Then, you got 20 bullets in your gun. So you know what? I'm gonna only carry 10 bullets because it'll be lighter on me and I can run just a little bit faster with 10 bullets instead of 20. Is that smart or dumb?
And talking about to carry the less bullets?
Yeah. Knowing it's 1,000 dudes want to kill you, you choose to carry less bullets because you could probably run 0.5 seconds faster.
In your scenario, I guess that'd be dumb.
And that's how it is with
No,
this
it's
military
not.
thing with the United States.
It's not how
We
it is. Bro, North Korea been trying for 50 years to get one rocket to reach Hawaii.
Hey, Slime. Hey, Slime.
Listen,
FEMA got cut. FEMA got cut. What happened in Texas?
Them
FEMA
kids
got
got
cut just a
killed.
little
Them
bit.
kids got
They
killed.
gave him a haircut.
Them
They
kids
gave him a
got
haircut.
killed.
And
Them
guess
kids
what?
got
When they said,
killed.
hey, y'all, oh shit, the flood coming, ain't nobody answer.
Yeah.
Because
them
that
FEMA got cut.
one little cut.
Think about this. Think about this. You live in Austin, right?
Now that's a flood. That's a
You
flood.
live,
That
you
ain't
live
that
in
ain't
Austin,
that ain't.
right? Think about this.
Yeah.
You know how crazy it is to have military planes that can fly undetected, but you got locks and dams that carry people's livelihoods every damn day, and we can't even fix them. Like I was saying earlier, we got a plane they can't see. Whitey got a plane we can't see, but our infrastructure failing. We got a plane that we can't see, and we getting a D+ for our infrastructure.
We don't tackle
in this
low
country.
hanging fruit.
We got a plane we
We,
can't see,
we playing for
but
the unknown.
it costs $500 to fly from fucking Jackson to New Orleans. But we got a plane that they can't see.
Talk about it, Willie. God
But we
All
got a
damn.
right,
plane they
but
can't see. Right? Women
yes,
having
but we
babies.
have
Women out here have the U.S. got the highest mortality rate for women having babies in the world. But we got a big bomb. We don't have hospitals in the Delta. We don't have hospitals in Middle Texas. The power grid can't keep up with the data centers that we building. But we got a bomb because Kim Jong-un gonna come for
Willie.
us. Stop it.
Yeah, Willie. Because guess what? Because when you drop that military, all them problems
We
you
didn't
just
say drop
named,
the
they gonna
military.
all in.
We didn't say
They
drop
gonna
the
all
military.
in.
We didn't say drop the military. Dude, our military
Do
budget from
you,
when we
Willie?
had this,
Do you understand the strategy of deterrence?
we have it. You're sitting here talking like because we don't spend X amount of money,
Man.
we don't have no missiles no more, or we all of a sudden we don't have weapons anymore. We've been deterring.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that I doubt you've thought about. So they spend second in military spending, right? They number two, right?
Either them or Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's China. Uh, how many uh how many um how many ships do you think China built last year compared to us? 10 times that. So if China is spending less than us, who do you think is getting more bang for their buck? Us or them?
Or
Them.
we spend
Right?
money. We
And
spend
and
money and we
and and
don't
one thing
export.
we know and one thing we know for sure is the United States, especially manufacturing and especially defense manufacturing, is extremely inefficient in America, but it's not in China. China is generating 1 terawatt of new energy and power every year. America is struggling to get 100 gigawatts of new energy every year.
Why is that the case?
You you realize we're still at the same power output now as we was in the 90s.
You.
So I say all that to say we have no manufacturing power. They got it all. They have a way more efficient military industrial complex than we do. They say that if America goes to war, we will run out of munitions within 2 weeks, and it would take us years to to resupply them. China could go to war, lose all their munitions, and then have them restocked within a month.
Okay, but
So when you wonder why are they spending so much money, why are they doing this? It's because it's inefficient spending because we trying not to get whopped. We trying not to get caught and surpassed. They done already surpassed us in the Navy. China got the biggest Navy in the world
How?
now.
So what's
That's
your
facts. Look
argument
it
That's
for
up.
not.
just
Look
I
it
ain't
what's
gotta
your
up.
look it up.
argument for just
I
spending
know
more
that's
money
cap,
and not putting more
bro.
All
We
right,
got
I'm
the
finna. All right,
strongest
I'm finna
navy in
put
the
it on
world,
screen.
and you mentioned
I
everything.
said
You
biggest.
doubled down on everything I'm talking about. You talked about manufacturing. You talked about the infrastructure, bro. The military not out here building power grids. That's what.
Mm-mm.
The biggest navy in the world is China. It came straight up.
But dog, what you talking about?
380 warships. America only has 300.
But you got to look
Dog,
at the type
dog,
of warship, though, bro.
war is different now,
It's
dog. We talking
different, bro.
drones, man. And yes, they would launch off the warships, but dog, they have other drones that can sink warships, bro. The big that's done.
hmm
So look at two things, man. You got one, you have the deep mind kind of thing we just saw, right? Where there's this fear of we didn't spend all this money pumping money in infrastructure, and then China comes out with something that they have spent less money on, had less resources to put towards it, and have made something more efficient. And two, look at Ukraine and Russia. Russia ain't nothing but a gas station with nukes. They pump money into their military and all this stuff. What Ukraine doing? They manufacturing little handheld drones. They flying with Xbox controllers and holding their own out there. Just the game has changed, man. I think it's more about efficiency and process than it is about just throwing cash at the situation.
Yeah, I agree.
And the AI
I agree
overview
totally.
says the U.S. maintains a lead in many advanced technologies, including aircraft carrier, stealth technology, and some aspects of electronic warfare. The thing is,
Hey, Willie, you
they may
still
be a
there?
little bit more efficient, bro. But the thing is, we still
It's not a
triple
little bit.
what China. We triple what China spends. We spend 997 billion. They spend 314 billion. If you're telling me that if we spend 800 billion versus 997 billion, taking 197 billion away, where China is still spending their 314 billion, that will massively impact how we can run our military, is just insane. What if we did that for 1 year? At
That is,
least try for 1 year
I
and
just
see
said,
what happens.
I don't know, bro. I don't know about all that. Like the U.S. military hasn't been built up over 1 year. It's built up over many of years, and everything you
Exactly.
it's like what I was getting at. The infrastructure issue. Imagine if we just cut 10% and said we're gonna operate at a 90% threshold, and we're gonna take that 10% and build up our industrial complex.
Infrastructure.
All this, like that's the thing. Like, bro, our military might from somebody. I've only done one military contract, but the stuff these boys playing with, bro, is insane. I know what the internet says, but the internet is always 10 years behind what we actually have. Like, can you imagine Iran, how we did them? They the most powerful country in the Middle East for weaponry. And we deaded them with a weapon that came out 10 years ago. I mean, 15 years ago. So, like, I get it, but it makes no sense to have all these weapons, like you were saying, but we don't have a way to even hold it. That's just crazy. So they should take that money and put it into our infrastructure. China's a different boat. They communists. They do their own thing. Blase, blase. But it just ain't no way in the world that I think that we've set up all these bases in Japan, Korea, Guam, Philippines. We got more reach than any other country in this planet.
Hmm.
And we sitting here saying, "Oh, we cut 10%. That's gonna kill us." Heck no, heck no. That's just
I
me.
mean,
Yeah,
that's what
them
I was
numbers
saying
just
from the
don't
jump,
line
and
up
I
like
feel like
that.
we beating this to death. But that's kind of what I was saying from the jump. Is like, I don't know if we like, unless you get Elon to go in there and do a Doge effort to try to make office stuff more efficient. It costs to maintain that base in Guam. It costs to maintain those bases in the Philippines, in Europe, in wherever. Like, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff costs. Think about all the benefits military people get. Man, that's a part of that budget. But yeah, man, it's been a great pod. Any final thoughts? Any quick hits y'all wanna
Willie
touch on?
crazy, and if we ever let him be president, China gonna blow our ass out the water.
Bro, if China couldn't beat Japan on their worst day, I doubt they can handle us.
When they face off with Japan?
Japan took over China for like 50 years.
When?
Bruh, when they fought the first time, when Japan was
When-
an actual
What
military.
what,
He
what
asked
year?
one
What
question,
what
bro.
year?
He
What
said
year was that?
when.
So before Japan joining
Just
the
give me
world,
the just give me the year, dog.
I don't know the year, but it's pre-World War One. Dude, look over, look, Google it.
All right, man. Hey, we
Like,
got
bro,
5-5.
Japan was trying.
Nah,
Of course, Willie, Japan
what'd you
wasn't.
say though, Willie? Let him get his point out. What'd you say though?
Well, I don't know what my point was, but after that, we talking about the last hit.
What the
Oh,
hell?
I thought you was trying to
Operations
make a point.
costs. Operations cost the
No,
Anthony
this man was
point
talking about
only
some. They got beat by
318
Japan.
billion
First of
of
all,
the 900 and
everybody
something billion that we
ain't
spend.
That's
nobody
30%.
It
ain't
says
So
nobody
yeah,
there.
that's 30%. So if we're talking
oh,
about
Ain't no
taking the 10,
last
we don't have to take it from the operations cost. That means we
period,
can keep our normal operations and then
30
maybe take something from
was
R&D,
World War II.
take
Check out
something from new
personnel costs
development,
too.
So
you
it's
know.
14
Look up
years.
personnel
They
costs.
ran China for 14 years, from 1931 to
The
45. I lied on the fifth.
DOD running the DOD is 776.
1931, bro. That's damn near 100 years
Billion.
ago.
But you said when they did it. They did it.
That can't be right.
They did it for 14 years.
That was almost 100 years ago, bro.
It said in 2023
like
was about the whole thing in 2023 was about 820 billion, which was 776 billion was the DOD component.
Hey, them boys probably got some. I know them boys made PlayStations. I know they got something.
Japan
but yeah,
touch China now.
It's been a great pod, man. No quick hits, I guess. If not, man.
Anything else?
I would like to put my hat in the ring for who's going to be the number one player in fantasy football this year. And I would just like to say I think Genty is probably going to be number one overall.
Should we
I think he's going to get the most points in the whole entire league over the entire season.
He's going to get hurt. He a running back.
That's easy money. He played for the Raiders, bro. That's easy money. You just giving away stuff, huh?
Nah, I think that's a hot. I think that's a hot one. I don't think a lot of people agree with them.
That's hot. That's real hot. Real deal hot. Real deal hot.
I don't know. I think I saw Jamar Chase on top of the board or something like that.
It's gonna be a receiver.
Joe Burrow.
Let me go ahead and close the pod.
I ain't trying to risk nobody injury, but I just don't think Joe Burrow gonna be.
Appreciate y'all for joining. We got 5 fouls and we about to foul out. Peace.